This is one of the fiercest fights in this war. Armoured vehicles careering back and forth to the front line along snowy roads to lay down fire. In hidden positions on the outskirts, Ukrainian drone operators gather intelligence as shells whistle overheads. The soldiers here deny that Russia has captured the town.
Хлопці стоять в Соледарі, вони хочуть обійти по флангу, але хлопці тримають оборону. Ніхто не відходить, ніхто не відходить. Тому що це наша земля.
The drones are helping them target Russia's advancing infantry.
Група російських окупаційних військ пішла на штурм наших позицій.
He shows us new footage. The image is grainy, but you can make out a soldier dragging an injured comrade to safety. But nowhere is safe here, with both sides taking heavy casualties.
You hear the sound of machine gun fire in the distance. We are literally at the entrance to Soledar. You can see the salt mine over there where there's smoke on the horizon. Now the villages here are mostly deserted. People have either left or are trying to escape. Some are staying. But one thing's clear is that the fighting remains incredibly intense.
This war is unrelentingly grim. The shell-shocked civilians stuck in the middle exist in constant danger. And there's not much hope as the front line moves closer. At the hospital in Kramatorsk, some of the injured from the front arrive for emergency treatment. Many have serious injuries. They're often engaging with their enemy at distances of just 30 meters.
It's close combat, we have gunshots, we have grenade shrapnel wounds and so on. So this kind of wounds increased.
Russian forces have, though, taken much of the town. And if they do win here, it will be the first victory for Vladimir Putin's forces in months, after many military setbacks. But it has come at an enormous cost.
December 2022. The city has become Ukraine's most active and violent frontline. It's divided by the Bakhmut River. For months, Ukrainian forces have held on to the western part of the city. In the east, the Russians have entered the outskirts, and there's fighting on the streets. Both sides have deployed artillery, and they're firing day and night.
Go, 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 go. Far. Exactly. So straight as far as possible. This way.
These Ukrainian soldiers are returning from the front line, just a few hundred meters away.
The information is secret, but I can tell you it's a gunfight. Our forces shoot them and they fire back. We push them back a little. It's going okay. Every battle is a tragedy, death. It's someone's life, future. future of their families. Ukraine will prevail.
This building is used as an evacuation point for wounded soldiers.
Now there is working our guys. They are too close. 200 meters, 300 meters maximum. They are fighting, but they want to take the city because of ways. It's very important city for them. They can start also to attack Sloviansk, Kramatorsk. We cannot give them this chance.
Civilians have grown oblivious to the fighting around them after months of constant shelling.
Every day they are walking here. They don't care, don't scare. The situation for them is normal.
Could you please leave this area?
What are you doing in this sector? It's being shelled.
Bakhmut was a city of 70,000 people before the war. Now, it is a battlefield. There's no water, electricity, gas, phone connection, or internet. Anna, Nikolai, and their 3 children rush to one of the city's humanitarian aid centers. Residents come here to charge their phones, use the Wi-Fi, warm up, and find some company.
A shell landed on our building, not in our apartment, but in the neighbor's flat. My husband and I had to put out the fire by ourselves.
My school is destroyed. It was school number 5.
If you want to evacuate, there's a house. It's a nice place. They're offering the whole house. I can make a call right now. It's a very nice place. It'll be perfect for the kids.
We understand that there are kind people who can host us, who can help us. But eventually they'll find themselves in the same situation. And then they'll need help too. For now the fighting is here, but it could spread there too.
Mikhailo, the volunteer, couldn't convince Anna and her family to leave.
People have been living in basements. All they had in there was Russian radio. They spent a lot of time in an information vacuum. They were told that husbands would be forced to enroll in the army or be sent to jail. They were told a lot of things.
Over 90% of Bakhmut's residents have fled. Life is hard in the city. Some of those who've stayed eventually give up, like Angelina.
It's awful, just awful. They're shelling us. You walk around and wonder when you might get hit. You live every day as if it were your last. It's scary. The atmosphere is psychologically oppressive. I want to leave because I can't do anything here. I just want to have a wash. I'm sorry to say it.
3 days ago, artillery destroyed the flat where Angelina was living.
These are the windows, this is the kitchen, and that one's our bedroom. That's where we slept. There was a big bed. Now everything's covered in broken glass, and the walls have completely collapsed. I was deafened. A shockwave hit me on my right side. I was limping.
This strike convinced Angelina and her boyfriend Maxime to evacuate Bakhmut. 6 weeks earlier, the young woman had already been forced to abandon the family apartment.
Is my home here?
The building was hit and collapsed. Most residents died. By chance, Angelina's whole family was out that day, so they all survived.
People died here, trapped under the rubble. We had to extract the bodies. A firefighter died. I'm sorry, it's really hard. I want to cry. Now most of my relatives have gone and I want to evacuate too. But my father won't go. If he does, he'll choose Russia. We have different views. I'm a patriot, and in the family, we prefer not to talk about that.
In this Russian-speaking region, the conflict has torn families apart between pro-Ukrainians and pro-Russians. Inside the city, Ukrainian soldiers have fortified their positions, digging themselves into trenches.
If you want to live, you dig. The deeper you can hide, the more chances you have to survive.
The trenches are new. We're finishing them. We're making loopholes. If the Russians come crawling from this side, we'll have good firing positions.
The battle is raging in the eastern part of the city. Ukrainian forces say they've recaptured a few blocks, pushing the Russian soldiers and Wagner Group mercenaries back.
They must be on psychedelic drugs or totally brainwashed. They just don't give up. They're unstoppable. It's awful. They're like orcs. The situation is complicated. We eliminate them, but they crawl back again and again like cockroaches. We have many losses, a lot of wounded soldiers.
The Ukrainian army does not give exact casualty figures, but a constant flow of wounded soldiers are ferried out of Bakhmut to military hospitals.
Тоже обработано. Литр инфуйте 250 кетамина час назад. Турникеты есть? Турникеты есть, но отпущены.
5 ambulances arrive in less than an hour. We're told this hospital alone receives around 100 wounded soldiers a day.
I was hit. It was a mortar shell. It ripped my leg apart. That's it. What can I say? I'm fine. My leg hurts. Apart from this, everything is good.